I'm going to do deadlifts and the progressions for that. So we're going to start with the easiest way to do a deadlift, which is actually just working on the hip hinge. Okay, so just working on the hip hinge. We do something called a good morning. So you start with, in this position, this is called a hinge, and then you come up and squeeze your butt cheeks together. Okay, so it's kind of like your knees are a little bit bent. Engage your core muscles so your back is nice and tall, and then come up and squeeze your butt cheeks together. Shoulders come back and down, all the good stuff. Now, when I see you guys at the Y, usually, we'll do it against the wall. So, slightly bent at the knees, sorry, and your butt touches the wall, and then come up and squeeze your butt cheeks together. Maybe you'll do 45 seconds, 50 seconds worth, whatever it is, and work on that. Sometimes we have a kettlebell, so here's a handy dandy kettlebell, and you would be by the wall, and touch your butt toward the wall, come up, squeeze your butt cheeks together, shoulders back and down, all that good stuff. A lot of you do not have a kettlebell at home, so you would take any large weight that works for you. Here's like a dumbbell is going to be a typical thing that you have. So you take that dumbbell, grip it on one side of it, fold forward, touch your butt to the wall, come up to straight, squeeze your butt cheeks. So you'll do that for however long you have it. And if you only have like a backpack full of heavy books, well, put that right between your legs, do that. If you do have two dumbbells, here's the two dumbbell method. Okay, here it comes. And you can go from, I like to go from right below the knees and then come up and squeeze your butt cheeks together. So, engaging your core muscles once again. Always keep that back nice and tall. You don't want to, the one common mistake I see is this, the shrug over. So, keeping everything tall in the back is really important. But you'll come and you'll take your hands to about your knee height area and then come up and squeeze your butt cheeks. And this is kind of an explosive movement. Every time you come up, you just come up, and actually I haven't been doing this, but I like to actually hear the exhale on the exertion. So every time you come up, you squeeze your butt cheeks together, shoulders back and down, but you're breathing out. So here it is, like that. And if you know, if I was with you, I'd be like, breathe out your mouth. So that's what we're going for. And shoulders back and down is really helpful. That will help stabilize the scapula. So shoulders always go toward the back of the room and down toward your hips, keeping everything nice and stable. And then if you do have a progression from there, the last thing that I usually have you do is instead of just with two legs, it's a little bit harder with one leg. So you can, I'm gonna go over that quickly. So going ahead and whatever leg that you're standing on should be bent. Small bend in the knee on the standing leg, and keep your hips level. And I'm gonna do it where I'm gonna touch to my table right here. If you need to, you can touch the wall to help out. But what we're going to do is try to bend at the knees. Once again, engaging those core muscles, keep the back level, and whatever leg you're on, slightly bent at the knee. You're going to take the hands forward, and everything should be like the letter T. Okay, here's the common mistake, and I almost did myself right away, is you want to always try to keep the hips as level as possible. So when we go into that move, so I'm gonna use this leg so you can see it better. But a lot of times people, they'll kind of open out their hip more, like that, and the foot's off to the side, but that's incorrect. So you want to just really work on trying to keep the knee bent at the knee bent, and I'm just bringing that there so you can see my body a little bit better. So whatever leg is bent at the knee, is on the ground, is bent at the knee. And then you take your arms forward, and hips are level, you come down, and then you come up. So engaging the core muscles, come down, come up, I'm going to give you tips on how to balance properly also in another segment. You can do this also with one leg, with the weight. Slight bend in the knee on the standing leg once again. And just using one weight coming back and in. This is usually what I would do with you guys. Sometimes you can do it with just one arm with one weight, but I just like to use one weight in both hands. This is the Michelle method, I'll call it. How about that? Then usually I'll tell you to do about 40 seconds per side, or do maybe 5 to 10 repetitions per side. So that's it. So we went over that's called the good morning. Sorry, I didn't really say this is what it's called, a good morning, from here to here. And you can always do that with a barbell behind you. We do that in classes and stuff. But either we're hinging. Hinging is an important movement just in general. One of the 5 main movements. So you've got your hinge, you've got your squat, push, pull, and either rotational, or sometimes we do cardio as a 5th kind of movement. So that's why we do hinges. So, and it strengthens your glutes and your whole back.